All right, there we are. I don't know if anybody heard the intro or not, but
I don't know if you can even hear us.
We got a new program. Hopefully you can hear us, but we're live with our new studio setup.
Is there a way for Mike to see if he can hear us?
Yeah, Mike's going to be he's going to be in the green room with us, so we'll see what he pops in. But I think we're good to go. We should be.
Let me see if I can see.
We should be good to go. So yeah, it's just a new setup. So anybody out there
Facebook
listening,
I do YouTube.
YouTube.
We'll see. No, I'll play it right here.
Back at it again.
All right. We're live.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
The color looks better too.
Yeah.
No, they did. It's a new program called EV Mux.
Oh, look
So
at
we
that.
went from StreamYard to EV Mux. So it's a new one. But I didn't hear the intro play, so I'll have to talk to Mike about that. But maybe we're not supposed to hear it. So.
Maybe it wasn't for us to hear. We know it already.
But we always like to say something at the end.
Yeah.
So, but anybody's
Boom.
out there, give us a like or a thumbs up in the comments section. Let us know that you're there, and we appreciate you tuning in. So we're going to get into, pretty much the same stuff we've talked about in the past. But
You
I
see
think
the live on top. Are we moving?
what's that? Huh? What are you talking about there?
Just froze up there, but
That's Facebook. That's
Okay,
Facebook. Yeah, that's
that's
yeah, I
Facebook.
can see the one on the computer.
Hey guys, forgive us. This is a new program,
Yeah.
so we're like doing part of like
Yeah,
getting
like-
it set up in the meantime.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's all good.
So, what's up, y'all? How
So-
you guys been doing?
Good, man. We just got some couple stuff teed up with the Great Awakening and the Great Reset. We've been looking at silver going through the roof.
Yeah, I tell you, I had an opportunity. I mentioned it before. Had an opportunity to buy some silver because, I got to tell you, you're right. Silver is money, and what's going to end up happening, the dollar is going to be so fucking diluted that you're going to need to have silver, gold, all these metals.
Yep.
And even we even go back to saying even having like going back to trade.
Yeah.
Like somebody grew a lot of tomatoes, somebody grew some eggs. You know what I mean? What do you got for that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we go back to that system,
Well, it's not
which
even,
worked for a long time.
well, it's not even going back to a system where you trade gold. It's a fact that everything that we'll do business with will be backed by silver and gold. So we'll have a new paper currency that you'll be able to use because the fiat dollar will die, and you'll have a new paper silver certificate that you'll be able to use to turn in your gold to get paper. And then you don't lose value because.
But doesn't
just
that go back to what's going on now with people having those silver certificates?
No, so that's by the banks.
I'm an idiot.
That's
so
the-
I'm just
Well, no,
asking
you're
the
talking about the
question,
paper
yeah.
contracts.
Yeah,
the paper
those,
contracts.
when people buy those, when they go in the bank and say, "Hey, I want to invest in gold,"
Yeah.
I didn't buy gold. I didn't buy actual pieces of gold. I bought into the
So,
business.
but what
of
you're
gold.
saying is that you have this silver,
Mhm.
you turn this silver in, and
Real,
they give you a
if you
piece
have
of paper.
real silver, like in hand,
Yeah. So
they give you actual currency that is backed
Yes.
by that silver.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of these, what you're saying is those people who go into the banks and say, "Hey, I want to invest in gold or
it goes
silver."
back to the days where we really had gold in Fort Knox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
really have the gold sitting somewhere that's backing this money that's in
it's not there
circulation.
now, but
Yeah, it's
when
not
it's
there.
really there.
No.
Okay.
No, they'll get rid of the fake paper currency you have in your pocket with the Illuminati symbol on it will go away. You won't have that paper. You'll have a silver certificate that's worth the amount of gold that your silver you would turn
See,
in.
my concern would be giving these people my money, and then them saying that paper is no good anymore because for whatever the reason. Your silver, the dollar went, the silver value went down. Now that dollar that you thought was worth 10 is it worth only 5?
No.
These are just
That's
questions
the
I'm
opposite.
asking.
That's the opposite of what we're dealing with. That's the complete opposite. The reason why silver's going up is
But
because
do you understand my question?
I get it.
the reason why silver's going up because there's fake paper contracts. So for every ounce of silver, there might be 100 paper contracts.
So what you're saying is that silver will never go down again.
Well, at this point, it'll have to go through the roof because the paper contracts are no good.
Okay.
So if J.P. Morgan has all these paper contracts that say they have all this silver when they really don't. So that's
Okay.
called a silver squeeze. So what happens is that the price of silver explodes because the fake paper contracts collapse and then the banks collapse. And then you have a silver certificate that you would use to make purchases. So eventually we'll switch to a new system where the currency will be reevaluated.
So my question is this again. So if I turn in $10,000 worth of silver, they give me $10,000 worth of silver certificates. That's silver because for whatever reason you said it hit the height, so I got my money then. Right. Does that silver certificate remain 10,000, or does it go down because the value of the silver went down?
Well, no. The value of silver might go down. It might fluctuate, but there won't be any inflation because the dollar that you have in your hand, based on the currency, will match what's in the bank that you gave them the silver for. So it'll match it. It won't lose value like the fiat currency loses value. That's why everything's so expensive.
But you have to understand something. A dollar, no matter what.
Forget about the dollar.
No, but now there is a dollar. I'm talking about now. The dollar, no matter what, right? Whatever goes on with gold or there is or whatever, it's still worth a dollar.
Well,
it doesn't go up or down for me.
Oh yeah.
But for me, it doesn't go up or down. Yes, inflation changes the dollar because stuff,
and
raises.
That's why there's inflation.
Okay, I get it. But what I'm saying to you is that it's just a question. Because you're saying that if it turns into that, my question would be: would the silver certificate, regardless of inflation, is it still going to be worth the same thing that I gave to them at, even if silver goes down?
It depends on the valuation of silver.
I think at that point something's going to change to where everything, like, it'll be another bill. It won't be able to. It won't be another. There'll be another set of currency. It won't be like
exactly. It's called rainbow currency, is what it's called.
It'll be the universal currency,
exactly.
Like where they're gonna. Everybody's gonna be using the same shit.
Good?
Yeah. It's very good.
When everybody's backed by gold and silver.
Yeah.
If everybody's backed by gold and silver, that's an incredible thing.
And commodities because it's also oil. It's also copper.
All of that goes off of silver and gold. Silver and gold lead for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they're saying lithium might be the new thing. They just found a deposit of lithium that's supposed to be worth like 580 billion or some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say you have $10,000 worth of lithium. You could turn that into what? Lithium certificates?
Well, you could do it where it depends on what they would take for it. So like
I don't even know how they're converting that right now.
That's what I'm saying. So this is the question I'm asking. Like right now, though the dollar's going to fade away and everything else, the dollar to us is still worth a dollar.
But see, that's where you're confused at. The dollar to us really isn't worth a dollar. That's why everything's expensive.
Right now
everything's expensive. So what you used to buy for $1 5 years ago buys you.
Well, inflation. Okay.
Well, but see, Eddie, the thing is,
but I'm saying that the value of the dollar only goes down because of inflation.
No. There's no inflation, and this is we had this conversation months ago. Inflation is.
Remember, I'm asking the question.
No, inflation's well, I know, but inflation's an illusion because there's so much money in circulation. That's why a new Hyundai costs $60,000. It's really not worth $60,000. It's only worth $60,000 because there's too many dollars in circulation. So the dollar doesn't go as far. You should be able to buy that same car for $20,000, not $60,000. And the only reason why it's $60,000 because there's too many pieces of paper in circulation.
Do you know the first car that ever was sold for $10,000? Do you know what car that was?
Cadillac.
It was a Cadillac. Do you know the year?
69.
1973.
73?
1973 was the first time a car ever hit $10,000, and it was a Cadillac. You're correct.
I know it was a Cadillac.
Yeah.
Damn.
So 1973. Now we're talking
what
how
was
many
the first
years?
car y'all drove?
How many years later? Now a dollar then was worth the same thing a dollar is today because a dollar then was you didn't make that much money. Remember, the minimum wage was a lot less. If you made $100,000 back then, you were fucking living rich. Back then, the average person was making $20,000, $30,000. Try to make that today, you're homeless.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because of inflation. So the dollar always values the same way as inflation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'll always go up or down with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my only question. So why is this silver certificate so much better than the dollar? That was my only question.
Because it's backed by something and dollars backed by nothing. That's the easiest way to answer for you.
Okay.
The silver certificate will be backed by the silver. So let's pretend that you have 5 ounces worth of silver and you want to go to the say there's silver certificates in circulation. Mm-hmm. They got rid of the fiat dollar, right? Mm-hmm. And so you take your 5 ounces worth of silver. It's worth. So let's say it's worth $1,000 an ounce. That's $5,000. They give you $5,000 worth of silver certificates that you can go to Publix or you can go to buy eggs at the farm and all that. So that dollar will always keep its value because they hold your silver. When you get money from the bank, it's backed by zero. It's backed by nothing. So when you go out into the wild and spend
But
it.
to the average person, who cares? It's still the same thing.
Okay.
To the average person. Now remember, the average person who doesn't have the silver and can't get the certificates, he's fucked.
No, he's not. He's not fucked. Is it because eventually the economy will be?
The banks will have to switch.
They'll have to switch. Exactly.
They will have
So you'll
no
get paid by silver.
choice.
You'll
get paid.
you'll have no other
by
choice.
The bank will have, once this switches, the banks are it's done. Federal
So
Reserve
basically-
goes, the bank
Okay,
are
so
gone.
just
the banks
to
are
put mathematics together, right? So I own a company. So in order for me to pay my employees, I have to have this amount of silver in the bank to back those paychecks that a silver certificate is certified, correct?
You don't have to have
It won't have
You
to
don't
be.
have
There's
to.
a currency, just like you've been, say, when you were spending money in the before Nixon took us off the thing.
Mhm.
People who are that old, I don't know if anybody, y'all not that old, right? Nixon wasn't around when y'all.
Yeah, of course I was.
You were spending money when Nixon was in office?
Yeah, I was about 11, 12 years old.
All right, so
Yeah.
when before Nixon took us off of that gold currency, everybody was spending money and not thinking about it because guess what? We're back by gold and silver. It was just money. Money, the way money went, being a millionaire, getting to millionaire status was a billionaire then.
Oh, I know.
You were a billionaire if you hit millionaire.
Oh yeah, I
Then.
remember that. If you
Because-
hit $1 million, you were set for life. The bank, if you put the money in the bank, they gave you $80,000 a year just to have the million in there.
So
The
think
bank,
about
you could
it.
live off the million just as a salary. back
That's
then.
what we're going back to.
Okay, so that's great. All I'm saying is, so basically, we're just going back
That's
to
it.
old school shit.
That's it. Shit that
so
makes sense.
companies don't need to have that kind of silver to back their employees.
The whole thing they're trying to avoid right
So
now.
where does that money come from?
This is the thing. The whole thing they're trying to avoid right now. Do you know last year banks took $12 billion from people who don't got money and overdraft fees?
I'm sure they fucking
12
got.
I saw that
billion.
Probably
today.
got about
People who don't
800,000 from me.
Well,
From people who don't got money.
I get screwed all the
again,
time.
that's a perfect example that's
That's done. There ain't no more of that
they
shit.
create money out of thin air. So you bounce a check for $30 and you missed it by $1, they charge you another $30. So they just created $30. And that's what I learned. Listen, let me finish. That's what I learned when I worked at the bank. When I started to learn how to do overdraft fees, I'd be like, wow, this person wrote a check for $30 and they only had $29.99 in their
Just
account.
because of that dollar.
And they bounced their check, but they paid it, but then they charged them $30. So that same 30 cost them 60. And I thought to myself, that doesn't make any sense. How does the bank get the way to do
I
that?
agree with you 100%.
Well, I know, but that's when I was 23.
I'm a victim of that.
Let me finish. Like I was 23 years old at the time, so then I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "That doesn't make any sense. How could that person? Why can't the bank just pay it for them? They only were short $1, and they still paid it, but then they charged them $30. So they're creating out of thin air. So that's the point I'm trying to make to you: is the money that we're using, and we've had this conversation 100 times. The money we're using is backed by nothing. The money that we will use eventually will be backed by silver. Will be backed by a commodity, a precious metal. So you won't have to have inflation. Inflation won't exist anymore because the dollar won't lose value because it's backed by what?
Gold and silver.
Bingo. Where it's backed by nothing now, Eddie. It's backed by
makes
zero.
sense now.
They print it out of
For
thin air.
somebody who's making
But you're
30
talking,
grand a year.
So
Things will ease
what
up
are we
so-
saying? That cars will go back to $20,000?
Everything's
back
gonna drop.
down.
Everything's
Exactly.
gonna drop, bro.
Exactly.
Okay.
It has
Everything's
to.
gonna
It
drop.
has to. It has no other choice but
It
to
won't-
drop.
Listen. So once they reverse this, right?
By the way, this isn't the title that we did the conversation of the podcast. I should have did gold and silver instead, but
the
whatever.
whole thing is
It is
very
what it is.
interesting because a lot of people don't know this.
Yeah, a lot of people-
I mean,
No,
I don't know.
no,
I'm sitting here just talking as someone listening. Like, what the fuck? Why is gold and silver so important? What is this about the dollar? I mean, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I'm not asking questions because I'm an idiot. I mean, I'm asking the questions
No, I'm not
because I
saying
really
that.
don't
I'm not
know.
saying that at all. No,
You know what I mean? All I'm saying to you,
but
and
I
we
have to
had
get you
this
off the thought
conversation.
of the process of the money that
You
we're
have to
using.
understand the way I look at it is differently, John.
No, what I'm
Okay,
saying.
now let me talk.
Okay.
The way I look at it is different. The way I look at it is that if $1 today for me as a consumer, right, regardless of inflation, like I told you back in 1973, a car was worth $10,000. That's because people were making more money back then. Before that,
No, they weren't making more money back then.
They were.
They weren't.
The
No,
money
no,
stretched
no,
longer.
no.
It wasn't
the
more
money.
money.
That dollar was worth 70 cents. Today it's worth 12 cents.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Because
So
they
that
printed so much.
dollar, regardless, was still then,
because they printed too much.
it was pretty much the same thing.
They
We
flooded the
didn't
gate.
have credit back then, so you couldn't finance a car.
Right.
You really had to have the dough. You understand? You could borrow it from a bank if you had an account and a good job and decent credit back then, because they really didn't have a credit score.
Right.
You
No,
understand?
they did a loan on a
Right.
handshake.
They did a
Where
right.
did
A loan
credit
was that
scores
you
come
worked. We
That
know
was-
you from
that
the
was-
bank.
the
You keep an account here.
Credit scores.
Right.
Credit
So
scores
that's how they looked at it back then.
Credit scores were created to see how
In order to deny people, it was actually created.
It was see how indoctrinated you are and how you're
When
caught in
was
the
it
system.
created?
It was also. Let me tell you what it also did is that it alienated minorities.
Oh
when
yeah.
They created the credit score. Okay, just look up the history.
Okay.
Another thing, what I'm saying to you, okay, so now we got the silver dollar, right? That's great. The company, I don't know how he's going to support what that silver that the guys, those silver certificates, if the company doesn't have to put the silver in the bank, who backs that silver? You say that
No,
we have to put the money in
Again,
the
let me
bank for
rewind
us
again.
to
Let me
back.
rewind
Yeah,
again.
that's what I'm asking.
Let's rewind again, okay? Before Nixon took us off the.
Forget about Nixon. I'm talking about today.
No, I know,
Talking
but
about what you're
I'm saying,
talking
but
about.
let me,
Forget about-
no. But let me go back.
Okay.
Before Nixon took us off the gold standard, we did print. We printed silver dollars. It's called junk silver today. It's quarters and dollars that were made out of silver. They were all made out of silver. So they were made for that purpose. That's why they held their value. So everything started to explode in value. Everything started to get so up in value when he took us off the gold and silver standard, because they kept printing money up and the money was fake. The others before he took us off, everything was silver and gold. So there was silver quarters. There's silver quarters before 1963. Everything that was in circulation was made out of silver. So quarters, silver dollars, they were all made out of silver. They took those out of circulation and started putting in fake money in the system. That's why a quarter is made of copper. When you look at a quarter on the side of the quarter, it's made of copper. It's not all silver. They're supposed to be made of silver, but they're not. So they're fake.
alloys.
They're made, what is that?
It's an alloy.
It's alloyed. So they're made of alloy. There is no silver in any of the change that we have. There's nothing.
And if they find something that got silver, they take it out of circulation immediately.
Exactly.
If the banks find you gave them silver, they take it out of there immediately.
So if you didn't know what you had all these quarters that your grandfather left you, and they were all made of silver, and you went to the bank and turned them in as 25 cents, they would only give you 25 cents worth in the bank.
And
then they would take that silver and they would keep it because they know it was worth a lot more. That quarter is worth, like a quarter right now that I have, it's a silver quarter, it's worth almost $60 right now. But it's a silver quarter made in 1959. But now it's worth $50. So explain to me how that's possible.
Okay.
Because it's made of silver.
Let's go back to this, John. Because you're talking about, I just looked it up, 1969 and 1974. 50 years ago. I'm talking about now, right? So 50 years ago, whatever happened, it didn't affect us. Really, you may not. We still bought eggs. We still did what we had to do. You know what I mean? We used whatever dollar that we had, and it worked. So back then, what I'm saying is now, right? My question, because I just want to know, who backs that silver that the employee gets paid because he doesn't have his own silver to give in?
All right, so just like back in the day,
Let me change
just
that.
like back in the day. Yeah, you got to think about it like that's what we're doing. We're going back. I'm telling you, we're going back to what that was. Where the gold and silver, it doesn't matter. All this fake money rolling around right now.
Okay, so that's fine.
Everybody's
fine. So everything is going to be backed by gold and silver again. So, but the beginning of the conversation was that we turn in silver.
If you
and
no,
they
let me
give us-
They're going to be
stop you there.
companies already got there is gold and silver already in hand.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
But
They're going to turn in the gold and silver.
And then let me explain that even.
I just didn't understand that part.
And let me take it even
It's going
further.
to all get turned in.
If you're holding gold and silver now, you're already on the new money system that we're going
And
to
they're
go
probably
to.
going to give you more to get it from you
Exactly.
because they need it out of.
Not to mention that
It's going to have to back this new money that they're going to put
So
out.
it's like anything else. So
And-
even now with the dollar, if I had a bunch of silver and gold and I turned it in, they're going to give me money for it.
They're going to give you the fake paper dollars
But
for it.
still, I'm still going to get money.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Like you go into a pawn shop, a place that'll actually pay you for gold and silver, the actual
But what-
amount of
but
gold and
what-
silver. and fucking they'll give it to you.
But what Rondell's saying is that when we switch to
They'll
the
give
new
it
money,
to
when
you.
we switch to the new money system, you already hold the new money system. You already hold it. So
Gold
if,
is gold.
say silver goes to $1,000 an ounce, you'll be on the new money system already. So when you have it, you turn it in, you'll get 1,000 silver certificates that you can use to go do business wherever you want. So that's it. So you'll be on the new money system. Once the banks shift and change, you won't have to worry about an employee paying his employees a check that's not backed by silver, because the banks will have silver as well.
Well,
it'll be like how they call it they call it I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of it now.
We thought that Trump was going to get rid of the Federal Reserve. What he's talking about is someone he's going to put into the Federal Reserve.
Well, no, he's already merged the Treasury with the Federal Reserve. Remember, when we went off the gold standard back in the 1913, and they created the Federal Reserve, they got rid of the Treasury. They dissolved it, and they went to the Federal Reserve. Now we're doing, like Rondell said, we're going back in the day. We're taking the Treasury and we're merging it with the Federal Reserve so that the Federal Reserve gets dissolved. Because you have to bankrupt the whole program. You have to bankrupt the Federal Reserve in order to move into the new money system where it's a Treasury. The $5 silver certificates that Kennedy printed up said U.S. Treasury on the top. What's the money say in your pocket right now?
God,
Federal Reserve.
No, it says
Federal Reserve.
it says Federal Reserve.
Note
if
of
you
the
go
Federal
look up on your phone the silver certificate that
Well, I
Kennedy
remember.
made.
I've had a couple.
Okay, well then he printed those, and that's why they put in a bullet in his head, because that's where he was trying to take
Well,
this.
that we know this.
Well, I know
This
but
I know.
that's a fact. So that's we
Okay,
know
but-
that we can do it again, and that's why we're going to go
You
back
answered
to it.
my question
Okay.
when because you have to understand what you said initially. What I thought,
Yep.
I misunderstood, was that you have to have silver in order to get it.
No,
No.
No, see, now I understand that you don't.
no, you don't have to. You
Okay,
don't have
that's all I
to.
was saying.
The only
No.
good. The only
Because that
good.
would have been fucked up. I don't have any.
Like, damn, I ain't got no silver. No.
Remember, Eddie.
It's already out.
Eddie.
Just keep it in
It's
real.
already out.
Remember, the banks.
Damn, I ain't got no silver.
How am I gonna get my silver certificate?
The banks that hold the fake
They're gonna have to
contracts.
switch.
They're going to collapse. They're going to have to switch because they're going to collapse their own system because they're holding fraudulent contracts of silver. So they're lying to people, saying, "Oh, you have $100,000 worth of silver, Eddie. You're good to go." Okay, where's it at? Oh, it's in that vault and fucking God knows where. Okay, but I'd like to get it out now. Oh, well, sorry, we don't have it because we got 99 other contracts that have
Now, I
it.
have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
If we went to Cap's Pizza, will it take $1 or a silver certificate?
Oh, he'll take a silver certificate all day long, 100%.
Nah, just saying, bro. Just
100%.
putting Caps out there again. I gotta tell you, man, that sub that the guys made me. It was what is it called? A colada?
A Colette?
Coletta?
Colette? Yeah.
Oh man, that sub is something, boy. I tell you, the second time I had it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's slamming, bro.
Can't
What
miss.
kind of pizza do we got?
We got a veggie pizza.
Oh, a veggie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A veggie. So I'll pull up. Let me pull up Johnny's video. I guess the.
I saw that he put us out there, TGI now.
Oh, did I hear him say that?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He put on the post.
Oh, he
Watch,
did.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I didn't know that. Where? I don't see it there. Oh, he did. Oh, right. I did that. Yeah, I did
Oh,
that.
okay,
That was me. Yeah, that was me. Yeah,
Okay, that was cool.
that was me. Yeah, I did that. I posted you. I tagged you guys in
Yeah,
that one.
I put it out there myself.
Here, I'll put this. I'll play
I
this.
put it out there.
Vero Beach, we got a big day today behind Caps. Wanted to post this earlier, but you already know. Tonight, the biggest coach's corner we have ever had all season going down tonight. Coach J's here, Christian FM's here, the Booster Club's here, players are here. This is ground zero right here, Caps Pizza. All right, Saturday night, we got you covered with the game, okay? Stop by. It's going to be nuts. I think the Goodyear blimp might be here, okay? News stations, reporters, photographers, okay? They know this is the spot. Unless you're going to the game, there is no place you're going to want to be other than here, okay? Tonight, 6 p.m., Coach's Corner. Support the tribe to the 305. It's going down tonight. We still got some shirts left. Honestly, I think I'm going to cap it tomorrow because Thursday we're going to be at the Citrus Bowl for the pep rally selling whatever we have left. It's going quick, so get there, okay? Vero Nation shirts, championship shirts. 20% of every single shirt goes back to your Vero Beach Booster Club. We are proud to support them. We love them all. We'll see you tonight. Let's go Vero. Show up, show out. Tribe to the 305. See you tonight.
Boom. There you go.
It's gonna be a crazy
Cat's
game.
Pizza, yeah. Oh yeah. So there we go.
Crazy game.
Yep. So there's the boosters there. If you're a nation, championship T-shirts. Get your shirts.
Yeah, I tell you, man. He's just a great guy. Plus, why not support a guy like that? And he has good pizza. It's not just we're saying he got good pizza. He really fucking got good pizza.
Yeah.
Sandwiches, beer, wine. It's just a good spot to check it out. And talking about Saturday, make sure you guys go see it then. You can go any day. He has the lunch specials. He does a lot for the community. So he's somebody that I would definitely support. Besides Domino's and all that other crap, the cardboard pizza you guys didn't want to buy. Same price, you get yourself a nice pie here for $20.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's fresh. You know what I mean?
For real.
Oh yeah, and it's good pizza. You got the grease. It's not like a fucking eating a piece of cardboard. Sometimes you don't know if you're eating the cardboard from Domino's or the fucking pizza itself. You can't tell the difference. There's a little ketchup on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Little ketchup and whatever cheese they put on there.
Well, give him a call, 772-770-CAPS. Go down and see him on Saturday to catch the game. If you can't get to Miami to watch the championship game, go down there. He's going to have it on all the TVs. I'm sure he'll have some great specials and T-shirts if he's got any left. There's the other games. So check them out and go to capspizzamenu.com.
Look how delicious that
looks really good. It's the Grinch.
Christ.
Look at that.
You've heard of that Grinch fries? Well, now you got that Grinch pie at Cap's Pizza. Our famous spinach pizza loaded with smoked bacon, tomatoes, and pickles. Absolutely Grinchful. You've heard of that Grinch fries? Well, now you got...
That's great.
I like that.
That's great.
Grinch fries are good too. Have you had them?
You tasted it?
Yeah, they're
With the
not
dill
bad.
sauce?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Everybody talking about that damn dill sauce.
Yeah, they're not bad.
That's funny.
I'm not a big Mickey fan, but I wanted to try them. I like fries. I like their fries if they're fresh. You got to eat them when they're hot.
Well, tell them TGI now sent you 15%. Was it 10% off? 10% off. 10% off.
Oh, you would do 15.
I'm sure it'd be okay with that too. As long as somebody shows up off our
off the
plug.
show. Yeah, hey, yeah. Okay, it's a 15. Give them the 15%.
There's Dale in the chat. A little late. My apologies, gentlemen. You're correct. More on silver than gold. Back to the barter system.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying before.
Yeah, but like I said, you can do that if you want. Yeah, you can barter too. You can do that. Like I said, you're on the new money system if you have silver in your hand. That's where I was trying to explain to that. If you have it, you're already on the new money system.
But it goes back also, if that's the case, which is great, let's go back to a barter system too. A lot of people, I'd be straight with you, man. Some people don't get their cars fixed because they can't afford the $800. But if you have some tomatoes, if you got eggs, and you got some trade, you get your car fixed, and the guy can get some good shopping.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
Get a few dollars. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You can give them some stuff that maybe you can do.
Yeah,
trade off. And it becomes just like people don't have broke cars. People could afford life. Because it's not about that silver. It's about this is what I have to trade.
Mm-hmm.
No,
you're right.
So and it's a friendly system, the barter system. If you think about it, very friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Because you pretty much know your neighbor. He does eggs. Hey, listen, I got a bunch of cabbage. You want it? Sure. Let me get 3 dozen eggs. Oh, thanks. Yeah,
absolutely.
Good trade. You know what I mean?
Can't lose.
You can, and it's a good thing. It just goes back to good neighbors. Things are tight. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. Hey, well, don't worry about it. I got eggs. You got cabbage. We'll make something. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah,
We'll survive.
That makes total
That's
sense.
one thing. Remember Gene and Francis? You were here for Gene and Francis, right?
Yep.
Were you in this house?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I was in my house as well. So what happened is that the community, because we had no power for 13 days and then 14 days, a week after. Gene and Francis hit one
What
after
year was
the other.
that?
2003 or 4.
I was in Orlando.
Yeah, 2004. So that thing, we came out because we had no freezers. Not everybody had generators. We have freezers. We were sharing generator power, and we just did a big barbecue. And then some of the neighbors got some chainsaws, and we started cutting neighbors' chain.
After Gene and Francis, I think that's when the government realized Florida don't need nobody. Florida.
Because man, we looked out for each other, bro.
I'm talking about. And now, whenever
did
something
you do the same thing, like the
Man,
barbie, because
not-
they had you were gonna throw away the
Okay,
meat.
so my dad is here in Gifford when that happened, right? And he had just built his house.
Right.
When that happened, he was just he said the street got flooded, they were out, and he said just like that, everybody just comes out there doing fish fries every day.
Yeah, man,
Somebody's
it was
cooking
fucking
for
nice,
the neighborhood.
Sandra, the kids went to Orlando. They stood at that resort. They had the underground wiring, whatever, which was great. But me and Joseph stood in Vero.
We had a tree in our yard. This tree,
Oh, bro, the neighbors came. We lost our screen. We had a screen in the pool. The screen went away, bro.
In that same house?
Yeah, we had a screen in that house. When we first got it, we had a screen in the pool.
I never saw that.
Yeah, I know you never did. That thing was gone back in 2004. That thing was gone.
That's why those little holes is in the ground.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had a screen in porch.
I thought that was like for umbrellas or some
no,
shit.
when I first bought the house, it had it, but that's all right. I mean, I liked it open after.
Damn.
Anyway.
Snatch that shit right
yeah,
off.
It took it. Tree fell right on it. It saved the pool actually.
So our house in Orlando, like, so the yard is so big, like the house is sitting this is probably like 50 meters from the house, like 150 feet. There's this tree. This tree my stepdad said this tree's been there since he was a fucking kid. So this tree is like the roots go through the whole fucking yard. One of these, I forgot which hurricane it was, but it knocked the tree over, snatched it out of the ground. This tree's so rooted that the roots stood in there. The roots were taller than any car that drove by, any truck lifted up. That's how big this fucking tree was. And it was like just a juicy ass tree. It was alive. So like cutting it up, just shit splashing all over us.
See, that's the only negative. And I tell you this, it happened back in 2004. I know right now in North Carolina it's snowing as fuck. They can keep it. I'm out, bro.
Yeah, keep that.
Oh man, I can't do the cold.
We getting a little wind from that shit.
I get a pain in my chest. My shit starts to hurt.
He said my shit start aching.
No, that shit start aching. I said that cold.
Oh, man.
So where we at, John? Sorry, we got off topic. You're talking about hurricanes and shit.
I'm just.
That's just to show you guys, this isn't a scripted podcast. We keep it 100 here, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I always play devil's advocate, and it's not because I'm playing devil's advocate. A lot of times I really just don't know, and I think a lot of people just don't know. And if you did, great. I just didn't. Now I do.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
You don't learn until you ask. You know, you gotta seem like you know. I tell you, man, you know, I'm a firm believer. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong fucking room.
For real.
That's 100, bro. You know, and I believe that, you know, so I'm not the dumbest, I'm not the smartest. No. But, you know, it's just keeping it real, man. You know, this is I love doing this show. This is something I look forward to every Tuesday. I don't really talk a lot during the day.
Well, if we get back to the topic of the Great Awakening, we could talk about, glitching the Matrix. This is a good video right here. This guy, I follow this guy on Facebook, and he goes around doing this stuff here. So we can play this. I was going to play the other video, but I think this one might make more sense now that we got off track. So.
A simulation designed to keep you small, obedient.
Make it bigger.
Brothers and sisters of Earth, you were born into a program, a simulation designed to keep you small, obedient, and blind to your own power. For centuries, the Matrix has fed you illusions and called it reality. But right now, the code is breaking. We aren't just human. We are eternal consciousness, star-born beings connected to Pleiades, to Sirius, and to all the world beyond this hologram. The flesh is temporary, but the soul is infinite. Our opponent has manipulated our thoughts, controlled our choices, and placed AI in human form to influence the script. But here's the thing. The soul cannot be hacked. Consciousness cannot be coded, and love can't be contained. The Matrix ends when awareness begins and we are awake. To those in power, you've had your time. You played your game. It's over. Join the truth and watch the system collapse. We came here to rewrite the code. We are the glitch in the Matrix. We are the energy that you fear. From this house, the White House, to every house on earth, We want to say the era of secrets is over, the simulation is breaking, and humanity is free. We come here with peace, not with guns, not with violence. We come here with love. Wake up. Yes, wake up. You're in a simulation. I reclaim my soul sovereignty. You can no longer have it. We came for the truth, and we want it.
Live your life in truth. Love yourself first, and all else falls in place. Goodbye, go home, baby. It's time to go home. Yeah. Make sure you always love yourself, no matter what happens.
Wakey, wakey, coming to you live. Brothers and sisters, and blind to your own power. For centuries, the Matrix.
So when I came in, right, I was talking to Kelly. And one of the things, and that's how come this video, like, I get it. And a lot of people may not, is that I live my life in love, bro. And that's one thing. I exuberate love. Whatever I love, bro. I just love, and I can't help it. It's just, it flows out of me. I know that a lot of people may not catch it because for whatever reason, they block it because they're still in that illusion of whatever. But if you're awake, you'll know. And that's how come I'm not really affected by that, because I'm no longer part of that. Can we fall into it? Yes. But it's a thought. It's not real, just a thought. You know what I mean? It's not reality. When we fall into the matrix, in all reality, it's a thought that we fall into, not the real thing. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought. And a thought isn't real. A thought is something that we can control.
Mm-hmm.
So like he said, we have the power to control our thoughts, to put us at a higher frequency.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? Kindness, love, peace, joy. You know, all these things.
Mm-hmm. That's why
Have your ears been ringing?
the video.
Mine's
Like
have.
he said before about, in you know, he quoted scripture when he said from the beginning to infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Like from now until we go and we're in an infinite world, we're gonna go home.
Mm-hmm.
The young lady said it without even maybe realizing it. She said,
she
"We're going
realized
home."
it. She knew what she was
You know
saying.
what happened to me first time in my whole life? My ears rang twice in a row. Like rang. I was like, damn. My girl's like, you all right? I was like, yeah, I'm getting a message from the universe right now. It's
Yeah,
like,
you're right. It's a
and then
download.
I said that. I sat there for a second, and then they rang again. I was like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. It's a download.
I just sat there. I was just like, that ain't never happened to me in my whole life.
You get downloads. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Happens to me a lot.
Twice in a row? I got one. I was like, bing. I was like, oh.
It happens to me all the time. I tell you that, you know, we spoke about it a couple of podcasts ago about the sun and how it radiates knowledge, you know, when you really connect yourself with what's out there, you know. And they try to block it. Have you noticed the fucking
It was dark all
skies?
day today.
Dude, they
was
they
3 o'clock in
blew
the
up the
afternoon.
skies. When I woke up, now I live on a dock. When I woke up, the sky was not ruined. Okay, I get up early. I get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. So the sky it was dark, but you could still see that the sky wasn't ruined. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
I
could see
saw
the
it.
clouds. They were
Yeah.
real at
Yeah.
nighttime.
Yeah.
And
That's all.
you know, throughout the day, next thing you know, the day got ruined, and they blocked the sun because they don't want you. It doesn't want you to like get the ringing in your ear.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll play this video here. There's a good one too.
I got a double dose.
You got a double dose.
I said, hey,
Somebody sent me a message the other day and she said, what do we do once we're awake? If you're asking me, and I'm saying this with love, if you're asking me what you do once you're awake, you're not awake. Awakened is you're waking up to the government corruption. It's not just government corruption. Everything you have been taught in this life, everything is a lie. And I'm not saying this to put fear into you. There's nothing to be afraid of. But you need to see through the illusion of it all. It's like putting on a pair of glasses, and once you put them on, you cannot take them off. Everything from religion, the school system, the government, the pharmaceutical industry. Everything's a lie. All these Christians out here hollering about the rapture and the Antichrist and this and that. Religion has twisted Christ's message back and forth. Jesus says in Luke 17, "For I do not return with observation. I return within you." And that is what's happening all across this world right now. Christ is returning within us. And we are rising, and we are speaking the truth. And we are here to flip tables. We're here to flip the system. Everything is upside down. 2 Corinthians 4:4, "To the God of this world, we live in the belly of the beast." This world is the Antichrist. This is man's world. Man has twisted everything. Everything here is a lie. Understand that. And you see through the actual illusion of everything. You begin to align. Your body begins to change. It is time. That's why I scream healing so loud, because you have to let the old self die to become the new. Because eventually the train tracks, it's like two earths splitting. The train tracks to the new earth are going to go in a completely different direction from the old earth, and we will no longer be associated with those people, the ones that choose to stay there. And you might think I'm a little Looney Tune in everything that I'm saying, and that is perfect, because I don't belong in this earth. I belong in that one, and I'm ready. There are people everywhere speaking the same truths that I'm speaking, and maybe if I'm the first one that you're hearing and you think this sounds absurd, I promise you, start to dig. Start to look into everything that I just said. Your food is poison. Your water is poison. Everything they have done to us since we were born was to make sure that we stayed small and that this moment didn't happen. And in 2020, I woke up in 2017, but other people, 2020, 2021, that was a huge wake-up point. That's when it got out of control. And people started to realize, we started to purify our bodies. We started to be mindful. Matthew 6:22, if the eye be single, the whole body will be full of light. Your mind's eye, religion goes, oh, that's evil. Really? Then why did Jesus tell us? Why did Christ tell us? If your eye is single, the whole body is full of light. Purify your minds. Purify your bodies.
Wow. Let me tell you, bro, that was powerful. Let me read this real quick out of Romans 8:28. It says, we know that all things, God works for good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Here's what I want you to understand. For those God foreknew, like she had said, there's people that know. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the likeness of his son, that he might be firstborn among many brothers. And it speaks about people in us, how we are Christ. We are the representation of Christ. Christ is already resurrected in us.
Yep.
That's what she's saying.
100%.
And that's the awakening.
100%.
Because like she said, the light, that's the awakening. So when we see things, we don't see them with our normal eyes. Like you said, we put on the glasses.
She even mentioned that.
Yeah. So we put on the glasses and then we could actually see.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're blinded. I mean, John, when I first met you, I told you back in 2018, things started happening. And then when I met you back in 2020, that's when you kind of fucking made things real.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you started putting words and I started saying, wow, dude, that I think the same way, but I didn't put it in those words. Remember I always told you that?
100%.
And that was a learning. process for me because I was already, because what happens is this, you could be awake and not know.
Yeah.
You know, like you're awake, like you know something isn't right.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
You know, like you have it, like, and you're trying to figure it out, and then somebody comes and explains it, and just like, wow. The same thing with the Bible. Yeah, you can't just pick it up and say, "Oh yeah, I know it." No, bro. You got to really study this thing. This thing here is powerful. 100%. There's a lot of it. A lot of it is created by man. True story. No doubt but you have to read in between the lines. In between is the truth. Yep. When they talk about love, kindness, like if you go into Corinthians 13, real quick, and I'm sorry. Yeah, you're good. It talks about Corinthians 13, the famous verse. They use it I've used it when I've done wedding ceremonies. It says, "Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil." We know that we live in an evil world. Yeah. And if you have love, you don't delight in that stuff, right? It rejoices. Look at this. It rejoices with the truth. Yeah. She spoke about truth. Yep. It rejoices with the truth, right? Yep. And it always protects, always trusts, always, not sometimes, always. Yep. Always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Yep. Yep. How can it fail if you have love? Like I was telling Kelly, I exuberate love. I can't help it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I have it in me. Yeah. Believe me, when I see somebody, like this morning, I did a video. I was driving down. I saw some homeless guy, and I saw his face. And as an empath, and I've been there, man, I felt this despair, his loneliness. He was walking US 1. There's no houses, nothing. And, from Fort Pierce, you're driving over to Vero. And it was cold. It was raining a little. I was like, man, how fucked up is that?
Yeah. You know why? Because
a lot of it is choices. I know that we make bad choices.
No, it's not that. It's he's another you. That's why you feel. That's why you feel that way. Because
a lot of people mean.
Everybody is. Well, everybody's another you. That's why I have this tattoo. It says in Lakesh Alakin. It means I am another you. I do harm to you. I do harm to myself. Yeah. If I love you, I love myself. That's why I got the tattoo. That's why you feel that way when you see them on the side of the road.
One of the things I've been learning in my solitude, because as you guys know, I've been just trying to get into Eddie, is that we can really lose ourselves in the world because we get so distracted. But when you're on your own and you really have to face yourself, you realize that you either love yourself or you don't. Yeah. It's fucking scary for a lot of people.
100%.
They don't want to face that.
Bingo.
They don't want to face truth.
So they lash out at you.
Right.
Exactly. So that's how they feel about themselves inside.
Right.
I know.
So it's like I'm listening to the Four Agreements. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And when he says, just because somebody says you're stupid, doesn't mean you're stupid. Exactly. That's on him. Yeah. He doesn't even know you.
Exactly.
So why you take that personal? Bingo. That was on the take it personal, remember?
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. Because that's how they feel about themselves. And that's why you can't do nothing about it. So you can't control what goes on around you. You can only control from within. So you have to be mindful of that. So you have
it goes back to what she said.
You have to be mindful. You have to protect your mind and control your emotions, and that's what it comes down to. You have to protect your mind and control your emotions, and I'm dealing with that personally myself. I have to protect my solitude.
If I give this to the normal person,
do it.
Just a normal person. He probably won't take it. He probably would never read it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But if I give it to somebody who understands it, he'll look at it, he'll examine it, he'll appreciate it, right? And that's what happens with the world. We give them the truth in this podcast when we speak to them because we show them Christ. Because if you couldn't read, right? Let's say you can't read.
Yep.
How are you going to know the Bible unless I show you in my actions?
It's true.
How am I going to show you that?
Yeah.
How can I show you Christ if you don't understand English?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
I
true.
mean, how can I do it? I can't quote scripture to you. I have to show you in my actions in love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And love is something that can't be hidden. You see it in somebody's eyes.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, the higher frequency, really, above love is truth. That's really what it comes down to. You know, it's the higher frequency, believe it or not.
Well, I disagree, but that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Because even the Bible says that in that same chapter, not me, I didn't say it, just for you to know. Because I'm not that smart. But even here it says in chapter 13, verse 13, and he says that now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. Mm-hmm. And the greatest of these is love. Yeah. Truth isn't even mentioned, because if you have love, you have truth. Yeah, there's no point in, if you don't have love, you don't have truth.
I don't know.
You know, people who love don't lie. That, you know, people who love it, they have truth. They want to share truth, and that's love. I'm just saying what this says.
Yeah,
I mean, we're quoting out of the Bible. I mean,
no, I got it.
Truth is important. Yes, we need truth, but what's the point of having truth if you have not love? Even the Bible says you could have this and that. You could show all this, but if you have not love, you're nothing but a resounding gong.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I understand that.
You know, so I don't know if I'm wrong, and I'm not at the highest frequency because my thing is love. I'm still good.
Well,
at a high frequency.
Yeah.
So I'm still up there.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm in a good floor, man. I like it up here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny, like even at the gym, you know, people are very friendly. The gym I go to, I'm very blessed. And I don't know. Sometimes you just smile at people, they smile back, and it's just, I don't know. It's just a nice thing. Instead of looking all grunty and, you know what I mean? I'm in the gym, hey, what's up? And I feel good, you know. It's not about, you know. So, I don't know. Just saying. You have no love, man. To me, you know, you're like a resounding gong. I mean, that's what the Bible says.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll play this video right here. This is a good one. And then we'll wrap it up. Wrap it up, boys.
The elections, the speeches, even the news. What we've been living through isn't politics at all. It's a global psychological operation designed to control perception and keep humanity asleep. The curtain is finally falling, and the actors are losing their lines. This is the movie we live in. For decades, the illusion of democracy was maintained through theater. Every, quote, historic event was rehearsed, staged, and broadcast like a Hollywood film. The goal was not truth, but obedience. Those awake saw the inconsistencies, identical phrases, mirrored storylines, repeated coincidences. It wasn't chaos, it was choreography. Operation Mockingbird, our mind as the battlefield. The CIA's Mockingbird network controlled global media for generations. It dictated what we believed, who we trusted, and what we feared. Every opinion we thought was ours was planted by repetition. We weren't informed, we were programmed. The fake inauguration that changed everything. On January 20th, 2021, the world watched Joe Biden's, quote, inauguration. The sunlight on camera didn't match the weather data. Shadows fell in impossible directions. Experts confirmed the scene was pre-recorded. Reports later surfaced that it was filmed at Castle Rock Studios in California, not in Washington, D.C. The White House we saw on TV was a studio set. Glitches in the Matrix, from Biden's hand passing through a microphone to identical extras repeating across news feeds, the simulation keeps breaking. The production was never meant to face scrutiny. The same Hollywood machine that created propaganda films now fabricates political reality. Why it had to be this way? You cannot tell people the truth instantly. It must be shown. A sudden revelation would destroy social order. The movie, quote, was created to awaken the population slowly, using the same system that once deceived them to reveal the deception. President Trump's counter-move. Well, Executive Orders 13818 and Executive Order 13848, also 47 U.S.C. 606, quietly gave the military power to seize assets of traitors, prosecute election interference, and take control over mass media in the name of national security. The true battlefield is not land or airspace. It is in the screen in front of us. Central casting and body doubles. President Trump's phrase, "they're straight out of central casting," was not casual. Many, quote, politicians and, quote, experts are literal actors paid to maintain a collapsing illusion. Multiple versions of Biden have appeared with different ears, voices, and gestures. The doubles perform the real figure, of course, is gone. The global stage, it's not just America. Across Europe, Canada, and Australia, identical operations unfolded. Cloned narratives, synchronized scripts, and manufactured heroes. Celebrities, anchors, and world leaders are being replaced or digitally simulated, while the original networks of control are dismantled behind the scenes. The end of the script. When the lights go out and the truth is finally revealed, there will be no announcement. No media outlet will ever say it was all a movie. We'll simply see it. The empty sets, the recycled faces, the silence from those who used to speak with certainty. We were never just a spectator. We were the audience, the target, and now the witness to the greatest awakening in modern history. Conflicted.
Boom. The Great Awakening. Tax tag and title. All of us. Out the door. It's all on us. Like you said, Rondo. Like you said, it's all on us. You know, we wake ourselves up to Christ consciousness. You know, that's what it comes down to. You know, and that's what that woman said. You know, we're all waking up to our power. And once we wake up to our power, nothing can stand. The truth can only hold its light. That's why I said truth is the highest frequency, because its truth stands on its own. Love is there, but truth stands on its own. That's why our show is called Real Authentic Truth Talk, because it's not real love authentic truth. It's real authentic truth talk. This is what brought us to this frequency now, is our truth. We spoke our truth. No matter if we have one person listening or we have 1 million people listening, it doesn't matter. We're putting it out there in the ether so that people do realize it, just like all these other people are doing their videos and putting it out there. That woman, this guy, everybody else. It's the Great Awakening, like it says in the Bible. And that's what we're headed for, you know, is a world that we can't even comprehend what it's going to be like. It's going to be better than we've ever could have possibly imagined. We can't even put words to it. And it's going to be a massive shift. It's a shift in consciousness is what it is. And that's what we're living through right now, is a massive shift of consciousness. You can feel it in the air. You can feel how things are now, that things are real like quiet and still, and everything was dark and gloomy today, and we live in Sunshine State, but it looked like it was like 6 o'clock at night. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like we live in Portland, Oregon. Yeah. Everything's flipped backwards. Like that woman said, everything's flipped upside down. They're spraying to cover the sun. They're blocking the sun out so you don't get the light codes that come in, because the light codes come in and they hit your consciousness and they hit your pineal gland so that you wake up and you have ringing in your ears and you feel nauseous, or you want to fall asleep. You want to take a nap out of the middle of the day. That's what it comes down to. This is the Great Awakening is. Right, Rondell?
Right. Right.
Right? This is what we've been talking about for 273 episodes.
Damn.
Now. You know, yeah, we're going to be pushing on 300 episodes before the end of the year, before you know it.
75.
Yeah. You know, that's pretty impressive. Not missing 1 week and just hitting it every week. Consistency. Oh, speaking of that, let me show you guys the thing real quick. I'll show the wrap. Let me show the wrap.
Oh, the wrap.
Yeah, let me show you the new wrap. This is our thing right here. Let me put it on the screen. You guys will get a kick out of this. Let me take our picture out of it and stick it all the way up here in the corner, so you'll be able to see it. So for those watching, this is we get this from Spotify. So Spotify gives us our analytics for the year, and so it breaks it all down for us. The Rap for Creators. Let's go. It was quite a year for you in 2025. We're up 999% new audience.
Damn.
Up 15% total followers. We got one episode rose above the rest. It was the America's Most Corrupt with Megan Walsh.
Yeah, always Megan.
It's always the top one. Nick Novak had one too.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, right, he did.
And then we talk video. We got 15%. Our show. Your show was in the top 15% of videos on Spotify.
Oh, cool. A lot of videos on Spotify, bro.
Yep. And then, come on. Hot takes, love notes. The most used. Oh, that was our most used, most liked show. It was our Demons Are Among Us, RFK Under Attack. We had 8 comments on that one. The most comments left on April 2nd. And we got.
I only have 8 states left to touch.
Oh yeah, your listening passport got. Oh yeah, check this out. Watch this. The country we reached 13 different countries.
Damn.
Countries reached 13 overall. Top country was United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, Canada, and the U.S.
The Irish fuck with me.
Look at that, right?
Well, you also know that when you plug into Citizens and Bikers, we're in Ireland.
Okay, maybe that's why then.
Yeah.
So we're a top 10 show for 52 fans, top 5 show for 43 fans, and the number 1 show for 19 fans.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
5% of them binge 2+ episodes in one day. 5% hit play within 24 hours a new episode drop. That's dedication. It goes without saying your fans have great taste. Here's what else they listen to. Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift, Lamar Kendrick, and Eminem, and Linkin Park. Top audiobooks, Dark History, Missing Half, Rise and Kill, Lights Out, and then top shows.
Oh, Joe
Rogan,
yeah,
Tucker, Candace, Cult of Conspiracy, and Danny Jones podcast.
Okay, so we're up to it with some good folks.
Yeah, just they listen to our stuff too. And then this is the big one here. Ta-da! Top 25 marathon show. Fans listen to you for longer than 84% of other shows.
Nice.
Top 25. You receive more comments than 95% of other shows. And 2025 most share show, you received more shares than 83% of other shows.
Wow.
Right?
That's cool.
Not bad. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Ta-da!
Let's do it. Ta-da!
That's it. So that was their little rap they do every year. So I was going to save it for the end of the year, but I figured I might as well just get it out of the way now.
It's December.
Yeah, I was going to get it out of the way. Fuck it. And that's it. There we go. We're right over an hour.
All right, folks.
Good show, boys. Appreciate
Another
everybody
one in
tuning
the
in.
books.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
man. God bless y'all. Thanks. Make sure you guys share the show.
All right, guys. Stay human.
Love, peace, chicken grease, baby. We out.
We out.